Hello, everybody, and welcome back to OMB Reviews. I am the critic who is a cynic. How is everyone doing this evening? Welcome back to the Welcome to Asgard podcast, episode 255 of the Welcome to Asgard podcast, where today we will be talking about all things Akira Kurosawa. Before going any further, though, please be sure to smash that like button, as it really does mean a lot. And it looks like we are indeed live now. If there are any syncing issues tonight, if you're watching on YouTube, please do let me know. I will do my best to try and get those fixed, but I should be streaming now to all of the various platforms. Double checking now to make sure that I'm live with the Odyssey fam, and indeed I am live with the Odyssey fam. So I'm doing this test tonight because tomorrow we're going to have our Chosen of Valhalla live stream, and I want to make sure that things work as well as they possibly can. And this, of course, would have been the best night for that to happen. But my wife has a couple of friends in town. Baby Thor has been a bit of I wouldn't say a nuisance. I love him. He's my son. But he has been going through a bit of a change and has not been wanting to eat. And so it's been chaotic all day, to say the very least. And every time I had a moment to get away, to try and focus on getting all this stuff to work, I did the very best that I could. I ran as many tests as I possibly could as well. But this is what I've been able to get so far. So, yeah, welcome back. And before I get started, I do want to give a shout out to Gek812, who had donated several days ago, who had donated $5, and that was during my OMB report stream, and said, the stream's been great, Odin. How often and when do these streams happen? And I want to say I was able to answer those questions, but just in case not, I wanted to make sure that came out. All right, let's head over to the YouTube chat. Hail, YouTube chat. We had Snortopoopas Cuber in the chat. Hail to you. Tina B, what is going on, says, we have a new, fresh hell to contend with. Welcome all. Smash the like button on the way in. Yes, indeed, because just as things are comfortable, Odin decides to try and to raise the bar a little bit, but also because I have a lot of ideas and a lot of things I would like to do, and there's a lot of things that I've had a lot of issues with when it comes to the Streamlabs platform, which I've been using for a long time now. And so I've been trying to do various things and to test out various things. Right now we're using what's called Melon app, which is supposedly integrated into and with Streamlabs, as far as being able to get like alert boxes, the things that pop up in the corner. But for some reason, it's not really been working. It'll work now because I'm using OBS to send my screen to be captured in Melon. And so that's why you see the typical setup, right? Things look pretty much the same as they normally would. Big difference being that you can see my name in the corner. You can see my logo in the corner as well. And other things like that. But also I can do a bunch of things like this. So I can say, hey, make sure that you smash the like button and share the video if you possibly can. There's also a ticker feature to this as well. Also, I can play videos, and I don't have to worry about those not streaming correctly. So it's a lot of fun. And also the chat pops up. Chat pops up here. And what that means is that I can do this, and I can show chats, and that's something that I'm excited about. And so once I'm able to figure out what the best way forward is, I think it'll work very well, and I think it'll look really good because I want to use the very best that I can get as far as audio and video are concerned. Most streams I shouldn't have to. If we decide to use this platform, or Restream is the other place I'm looking at going forward, this sharing of the video like I'm doing right now with OBS sending its video to be picked up by this software here, this browser-based software. We shouldn't have to do that unless we have people on. But again, I think that there's a lot of fun things to be had and a lot of things to look forward to with this platform specifically. So anyway, just craziness tonight. Oh, by the way, I am reminded it is, again, a podcast to episode 255. So a shout out to Toph Morris. Shout out to you, Toph Morris, for being a member over on, oh, I just deleted that and I shouldn't have. There we go. Over on anchor.fm. I really do appreciate that. Also, we had dinner come in around 6:30 and I was taking care of baby Thor while Freya ate. Freya forgot that there was a stream tonight and so was taking her time and all these other things happening. So it meant I started eating around 6:50, finished eating at 6:55, and that's why we were just a smidge late. And so hopefully everything is going through okay. But anyway, Andrew Hoyle, hail to you, good sir. Andrew Hoyle, glad to see you in the chat. Member on the channel. 13th Warrior in the chat as well. Hail to you. Of course, Tina B, Empress of the Universe, being here. Snorta Pupus Cuber, what's going on? Saw you in the chat with Father earlier. We got Father Christopher Miller. Speaking of Father Christopher Miller, hail to the chat. Saw Cruella is playing at my local theater, but don't think I want to waste 2 hours and $5 on Tuesday watching it. And based on what I've heard, I wouldn't want to either. I wouldn't want to either. Especially with this origin story of trained Dalmatians pushing her mother off a cliff being the motivation to her being evil. I'm sorry, that's ridiculous. That's silly. That's stupid. No, thank you. Orange Air Reviews in the chat says, I just saw The Conjuring 3, great movie. I've never been a fan of the Conjuring franchise, but that's because those are not my types of movies. But hey, I'm glad that you were able to enjoy it. 13th Warrior says, Melon app, is it ripe? It's still 2 weeks till summer starts. Well, I mean, I guess it depends on where you are in the world. And I guess technically, right, technically you could argue that we are 2 weeks away from the official start of summer based on some arbitrary thing. But it feels like summer where we are, that's for sure. Anyway, let us see. Father in the chat. Stephanie B, what's going on, Stephanie B? Glad to see you here. See, Orange Hat says, it's been a hot one today, indeed. Luckily, I've been inside for most of that day. Thirsty Warrior says, we had a high of 78, 10-mile-an-hour winds. Perfect day for disc golf. Oh, fun. Dadman Wonk 55, what's going on? Welcome to the chat. Glad to see you here. Orange Hat Review says, okay, that's twice a glitch or skip on the intro. Odin's having technical difficulties. Yeah, I have noticed that when doing my testing, at the very beginning of streams and of transitions, there are weird skips and delays that happen. So hopefully by the time I catch up to the real time, things are okay. D-Live fam, y'all should be fine because y'all are getting a direct signal from my OBS, whereas YouTube and Periscope and also Odyssey are getting it through the Melon app, which is capturing my audio in real time, but the video is actually being transferred over via virtual means to the Melon app studio, which is why there might be a slight delay. And again, I was playing around with that earlier and wasn't able to do as much full testing as I wanted to. Evan S., what's going on, good sir? I was not able to go to the P.O. box this week. Sorry, dude. Just a lot of crazy things going on. As I said, having to be full-time dad for baby Thor. By the time I had any free time, the post office was closed, so it just wasn't going to be able to work it out. Let's see. 89 degrees, where Orange Chat Review is in the world. Let us see. Kid Cassidy in the chat, what's going on? I saw the Hunky Chunky Funky Monkey also in the chat. Hail to you, Hunky Chunky Funky Monkey. Keck44 in the chat. In Future, what's going on? He asked, what is the Melon app? So basically, it's like a StreamYard or a Restream IO studio. Most people know StreamYard. And it's one that's based in and supported by Streamlabs, which is something that I've used for a long time. And so there's Streamlabs integrations, and they're growing every week. They're adding new stuff to it. And the reason why I've decided to start with this one is because, one, I got a free trial of the Pro feature, which allows for more people and a lot more functionality in general. But also because it just seemed nice and it played well with Tina. And obviously, I want to make sure that for tomorrow's chosen stream, that it works well for her. And that's why after the stream, we're going to try Restream IO. Hopefully, we could be able to try Restream IO to be able to see if that also would be a potential work, because that would be a lot easier for sure. Be a lot easier for sure. Let's see. Keck44 is here. Atomic Vomit, what's going on? How's it going? Pat S says, way to represent your hometown last night. The guy throwing the most shade had an Alabama hat and worked at a Publix till he was in his 30s, but you couldn't come up with any good comebacks? Well, you know, I don't really care a whole lot about Louisiana-Alabama rivalry. I didn't go to LSU, therefore I do not care about LSU. Therefore, I do not care about the LSU or Alabama rivalry, and therefore it means nothing. So, yeah, I wouldn't have come up with anything anyway. All right, let's see. Slice of Neon's in the chat. Bid for the Hobbit in the chat. Hardwick, what's going on, good sir? I see you mentioning here about a 10-month delay for Multiverse of Madness. Pat S. again saying hello, trying to get these intros out of the way again. But tonight is focused on Kurosawa. Obviously, other movie talk as well, but I want to make sure we get this stuff figured out first. Thirsty Warrior, Odin can stream videos with sound now. Yeah, exactly. Slash Neon's one more reason to say Duck Fisney to the Disney trilogy. There are plenty of fan films you can watch. Absolutely. Absolutely, you can. And there are so many incredible ones out there. Miss Martin Muses, glad to see you again. She was on the stream on Father's channel earlier as well. GMug76, if there's one thing I know about women, which isn't a lot, don't take them off, especially one who knows how to hide a body. Isn't that right, Tina? She'll never tell. All right, let's see. Who else? Huron the Steadfast, also here in the chat. Welcome to you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. The way things are set up right now, I'm a little frazzled, so bear with me as I try and get through this. Rob D, hey, Odin, waiting for Wrath of Man to come on Blu-ray. Don't really care about any other movies right now. Yeah, I want to see Wrath of Man in theaters, but I still need to see A Quiet Place Part 2 in theaters as well. Hunker Chunky Funky Monkey says, stairs are scary. Well, don't be scared, man. Don't be scared. It's okay. Don't be frightened. Eric Zod, welcome, welcome. Alex McCarthy Jr., Conjuring might not be your thing, but the love between the main characters, Ed and Lorraine Warren, is beautiful. More movies need to show a marriage like that. Well, a lot of movies, typically when they do show and reference anything with marriage, normally it's broken and strained. And so I've never seen the film, so I can't speak to it myself, but it sounds like that's something that they absolutely need to do, for sure. Eric Zod, have you seen the sci-fi masterpiece Predestination with Ethan Hawke? I've heard of it, and based on the poster, I just don't have much interest in it. I don't know if that was meant to be it's a masterpiece, or whether or not it was a joke. Sometimes context can get lost on me. Bruce, what's going on? Pat says, I was talking about the comments about New Orleans and the people there. Last time I checked, LSU is Baton Rouge and not your hometown. Yeah, but also I've never really been someone that's to be honest, hugely proud of New Orleans. I like the food. I love my old parish, and I love my friends and family there. I don't really have any major ties to New Orleans though. I very much, when I was growing up, rejected the whole, oh, you're a New Orleans person all your life and you're never going to leave. I left, and I wanted to leave because I care about things that are more important than just the food and culture. I care about safety. I care about cleanliness. I care also about general attitudes, and I did not like what New Orleans had in those specific areas, especially safety and especially education, as far as obviously private education, but again, it costs quite a bit for that. So yeah, I'm not one that you'll typically find to be one to defend New Orleans as a city. I'm just not going to do it. It's just not really my thing. All right, Eric Zod says, check our Predestination will blow your mind. We shall see. All right, let's say hello to the D-Live fam. What's going on, D-Live fam? Again, y'all should be getting a pretty nice stream tonight. This is to make up for last stream when a lot of y'all kind of got screwed over. So Phonemo says, hey, all, Adam and the clan, what's going on? Hail to y'all. Again, make sure that if y'all have a comment or question that y'all put at Odin at the beginning. I appreciate y'all very, very well. Let's see. Odyssey doesn't have a separate video this time. No, because this Melon allows me to stream to a custom RTMP, of which Odyssey would be included in that. And so I've been able to actually do that. Okay, I'm going to skip that comment because I have no idea what that had to do with. Peabody says, Tina hit my body. I'm still looking for it. Tina, I'm going to need that back. I'm sick of being a head on a stick. Very, very nice. So again, thank y'all all very much for being here tonight. I really do appreciate all the love and all the support. You guys are awesome. And yeah, I have been on an Akira Kurosawa kick as of recently. I've seen several of his movies now, including, let's see, Yojimbo, Sanjuro, The Hidden Fortress, Ikiru. I just saw Throne of Blood the other day. I also saw Rashomon. I want to say that's it as far as the films that I've seen recently. Of course, I've already had seen Seven Samurai many years ago. But man, oh man, all of his movies are just great in so many different ways. And I think my two favorites, other than Seven Samurai at this point, are probably Ikiru and Throne of Blood. I actually enjoyed Throne of Blood a lot more than I thought, just because of how well it adapted the material that it was based on. I really do think that that Kurosawa's take on the story, because it's an adaptation of the plot from Macbeth, I actually think Kurosawa did it better. I think Kurosawa did a better job of presenting the story that was written by Shakespeare better than even Shakespeare did. And I know that's blasphemy to a lot of people who are more hardcore fans of his, but I again, that's just how I feel. That's just how I feel. All right, heading over to my Odyssey fam. What's going on, Odyssey fam? How is it going? Megazord Jeremy over there, Superfan Adam Shawhan over there as well. Megazord Jeremy saying, "Who is Kurosawa?" You can just leave. That's what I have a response to you to say for that. Akira Kurosawa is, even I, in my limited knowledge of his filmography, knew that he had made the incredible Seven Samurai. So I recommend that you do some homework and you watch his movies because they're fantastic. Tube U, what's going on? It says it does work. Nice stream. Okay, Tube U, thank you very much for confirming that. I know that the Odyssey fam tends to be people, since Odyssey can be a little complicated to to get signed up for. I feel like the people over there know a little bit more of the minutia when it comes to like technical details. Anyway, Megazord Jeremy making a joke. And here it says, your lips are out of sync with your words on Odyssey, but hey, that works with the theme of your live stream. Okay, so I heard two different things there instead. Megazord Jeremy says, when you lived in New Orleans, did people actually practice voodoo there? I mean, I never hung out with anyone who did, but yeah, I mean, there are people that do that. Tubu is talking to someone else. Tubu says, agree, does work with being a bit behind in time. And then Megazord Jeremy says, have you ever seen the movie Outlander, which is a Beowulf type movie but science fiction? Yeah, I finally watched Outlander. I want to say it was Outlander. No, I haven't. So I always get Outlander and Highlander confused, not because I've seen both and that I think they're the same movie, because obviously that's not the case. I've seen Highlander more recently. I've never seen Outlander. But yeah, people on my Odyssey fam, if y'all are pretty good at being able to tell exactly how much of a delay there is between the voice and mouth, someone the other day was able to like break it down to like the millisecond. Just let me know. Just tag me over there and let me know. I would definitely appreciate it. All right, let me see if I can get this working. The issue only that I've seen so far in these browser-based is that it doesn't tell you who is a member. And also, there's no way for certain tags to show up either. So let's see. Soul Extraction in the chat. Hail to you. Glad to have you here. I'm going to try and do my best to stay on here as long as I can. All right. So Hardwick says, as I posted earlier, screenwriter Michael Waldron said that he and Sam Raimi used the delay on Doctor Strange 2 to rewrite the story from scratch. Interesting. Very, very interesting. All right, Rob D with Odin question. Again, if you have a comment or question, put Odin question just like Rob D did up here. Says, did you see the new Edge pizza from Pizza Hut? It's a thin crust pizza where they spread out the toppings all the way to the edge of the crust. Well, that sounds delightful. That sounds phenomenal, and I want it. Also, I just reminded myself that I can move that window over there, so that kind of frees up some space. I have a double monitor setup. I had an old Samsung TV that I'm using as a monitor, as a secondary monitor. So that is very, very nice. That is very, very nice. So that allows me to have a little bit more room there. And now I can make this screen big. There it is. That looks a lot better on my end. All right. So, no, I hadn't heard about that, Rob D, but that sounds amazing. It sounds delightful, and I want it. I really want it. So, Stephanie B says that she got kicked off. Very, very sorry to hear that. Hope everything is, everything else is going okay at the very least. All right. Let's see. I gotta showcase Tina here. She says, hey, chat, I'm the one who suggested Throne of Blood to Odin because I saw it again the other week. So, Odin question, you're welcome. Thank you very much, Tina B. I appreciate it. Yeah, I mentioned you in my review because you had mentioned about how they actually shot real arrows. For those that have maybe never seen Throne of Blood before, it is an adaptation of Macbeth. And at the end, when they're trying to kill the character played by Toshiro Mifune, who is the Macbeth-like character, they are shooting arrows at him, and in the actual production of the film, they had actual expert archers shoot real arrows at him. And he gave them certain signs to know when it was safe to shoot and what direction he was going to try and run in. But the fact that they made it work at all is kind of crazy when you think about it. And it just made that moment that much more just that much more impressive. So yes, thank you, absolutely thank you for that recommendation. Soldat, welcome to the chat. Eric Zod, I'm gonna put this up. So yeah, Eric Zod, just Odin question for you. So if you're on YouTube, you just need to put Odin question. I am going to change that soon. I'm going to, because we're doing all these different moving parts, I'm going to simplify things, and at some point I'm going to change the name that highlights for me just to @Odin. That way, you'll need the @ symbol, but at the very least, you won't need many letters after that. So I think it'll make it easier on everyone's end, and it'll be streamlined, and then the rules will be the same for everyone, and then there won't be as much of, oh no, you have to say this over here and this over there and all those other things. Anyway, Eric Zod here, though, says, I recently bought Kurosawa's Rhapsody in August on VHS. It features Richard Gere. I will let you know how it is. Nice. Bold choice, though. Very, very bold choice to go for a VHS. That's pretty impressive stuff. That's pretty impressive stuff there. Also, it looks like this chat, for some reason, is not updating the way that it should. That bothers me. Because I don't want to skip. I don't want to skip any of the chats. That is not very nice of them to do that. So let me go back to the main chat for now, just to make sure that that's not actually happening. Let me make sure I didn't miss anybody. Soul Assassin, hail to you. Alice McCarthy earlier had said, howdy Odin, how's it going? Only 3 weeks of IT training until it's done. My brain hurts. Father says, Baby Thor has become a food snob. Indeed, indeed. Snorpoopus then said, the sound and image seem a little out of sync, but not too bad. Or maybe it's just me that's out of sync. No, again, there might be, at the beginning at the very least, there should have been some. But Snorpoopus says, it's time for the pureed pizza. Yes, yes indeed. All right, I wanted to make sure that I didn't miss any of those comments. So, let's see. All right, I got those comments already. Let's see. Where else are we? So very, very confusing. Sometimes. All right. So those were the comments about The Conjuring. Bear with me. Bear with me, please. Hunker Chunky Funky Monkey says only two things that come out of New Orleans: the cuisine and Girls Gone Wild. No, it would be the cuisine and music. That second one is downright evil, and you should be ashamed of yourself. And in Hardwick, you don't have to post multiple times. Rob D says, okay, got that one already. Lord, 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 Lord. Lord, 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 I am Lord. Yeah. Let's see. Damon55 says, unfortunately, I don't know much about Kurosawa, so I won't have much to chime in on that topic. Well, that's okay. Hopefully, the discussion will lead you to wanting to learn more about Kurosawa, for sure. As Andrew Hoyle rightfully says, who is Kurosawa? Get out. Exactly. That's how I feel, Megazord, over on Odyssey Fam. Eric Zod says, thanks for your Akira review. My favorite Kurosawa. I thought I was the only one to appreciate it. I loved it, dude. And there was someone who went in who said that he didn't understand why people liked it, why people appreciated it. And it kind of boggled my mind a little bit. I was like, what do you mean you don't understand why people love this movie? It seems to be a pretty clear and cut case. I don't know. At least to me, it seems to be a pretty clear and cut case. That it's got a beautiful story, fantastic acting, and that last 45 minutes of Akira is honestly some of the best cinema, because you have all these people progressively getting more and more drunk, and you have all these different opinions about who built this park, and then you start to learn more about the last days of the character. It's so great. Hunka Chunky says, I nearly broke my screen for trying to punch YouTube. Well, don't punch YouTube, as it's technically an inanimate object, and I would not recommend that. But, yeah. Orange Review says, the Edge Pizza from Pizza Hut is actually a revival they did around 20 years ago. Wow. I guess it must be that time. Tina says, I just looked on Odin on my TV, and it's like watching a badly dubbed foreign movie. Well, why didn't anyone tell me that it was that bad? Lord. That's one of the things I asked y'all to do. Come on. It's in the pinned comment to let me know these things. Hardwick says, Marvel has been releasing some clips of Black Widow. The latest has Florence Pugh's Yelena Belova making fun of Natasha's superhero landing pose, and I still don't care about Black Widow. Still don't care. Still do not care about Black Widow. Not excited for it at all. Much more excited about Kurosawa talk. Harwick says, would you be interested in a German pizza with Limburger cheese and bratwurst? Probably not. I feel like that'd be a little too much. I think that we need to have some separation between certain food items. Zachariah 315 says, howdy, what's going on, man? Glad to see you in the chat. Dabman155 says, sadly, my only memory of New Orleans and the horrendous smell on Bourbon Street, although that was about 35 years ago. Ah, yes. Yeah, I stayed away from bourbon. I was not a fan of the Bourbon Street, was not my cup of tea, and so I stayed away from it. Thirsty Warrior says, my Kurosawa faves are Seven Samurai, Rashomon, and Ron. Are you going to go on a Bergman kick next? Probably not. Based on my very, very, very limited knowledge of Bergman, I feel like his is a little bit... I feel that often whenever I hear of Bergman, it tends to be much more of the... what's the word I'm looking for? It tends to be much more of the art house type movie, which I'm not really that much of a fan of. So probably not. But the Kurosawa is continuing. As I mentioned in my review, I'm already in the process of... I just started 5 minutes into Ron, which is on Amazon Prime Video. So I'm going to be watching Ron, so I'll be doing a review of that. Who knows? Because obviously today and tomorrow with family and everything, and rather friends being around, might be more difficult to watch these things. But we'll see. We'll see how these things go. Eric Zod tagged and said, Fellini would be sweet. I love La Dolce Vita. Yes, indeed. Alrighty then. So I am going to go now to, let's see if my people over on Odyssey have been able to figure out what's going on over here. Megzor Jeremy says, Outlander starring Jim Caviezel. I do like Jim Caviezel. Random questions from Megazord. Who would win in a fight between SpongeBob and Deadpool? Deadpool, what? I'm going to skip a couple of these, man, because this is just... All right, Superfan Adam says, it isn't bad here. Okay, gotcha. Thank you very much, Superfan Adam Shawhan, for letting me know, for being honest and letting me know. All right, back over to the D Live fam. Peabody says, you can change Odin question to hey you. Yeah, seriously. I can really change it to whatever I want. I feel like at Odin would just be simpler all around. And I would just say it has to be at the beginning of the comment. And I think that would solve a lot of the problems, make things a lot easier for everybody. And I think it would all work out a lot better. I think it would all work out a lot better if that was the case. Daniel Thorne says, Hidden Fortress, Rashomon, and Throne of Blood are essential art house movies, and you love them. Daniel Thorne, that's just the thing, though. I would not personally consider them art house. Like, in my head, when I think of art house movies, I think of films, more modern films like Drive, or more like obscure films. I don't find Kurosawa's movies obscure at all. They're just well-done cinema. They're just really good movies. Honestly, another example, you all know I cannot stand David Lynch. I hate David Lynch's movies. He is, in my mind, what art house is. And I can't stand it. Kurosawa, to me, based on my understanding of art house, which could be completely off, but based on my understanding, to say Kurosawa's art house is an offense to Kurosawa. Because he's just a brilliant filmmaker, and his movies really, I think, stand on their own for one, but then also I think fit more into Japanese genres than more worldwide international ones. I don't know. I don't really look at him as having an art house style. Yeah. Again, I'm not saying you're wrong. I am not saying you're wrong on that. Because again, it's based on the definition of art house that I have in my own head. And let me just look up art house. I'm not going to look up art house in Kurosawa, because obviously I'm sure that there's a lot of things there, but art house definition. Let's see. A cinema that shows art films and foreign films which are not widely distributed. Yeah, okay, so I think that, a movie theater that shows films from unusual sources or genres, often including foreign films, independent films, and classic revivals. Okay, and I think, here's where we can find some common ground. Obviously, the original intention of art house was that was the theater you went to go see the foreign films that you wouldn't be able to see in general theaters for, typically because people didn't want to watch movies with subtitles. However, notice that definition there. It says from unusual sources or genres, including often foreign films. So independent films and classic revivals. So I think that in the traditional sense, foreign films were seen as art house because they were foreign and because they had subtitles. But if you actually look to what art house cinema is today, what art house cinema is over the last several decades, I think it's easy, and I think that we could at least come to an agreement that art house back then does not mean the same as art house today, and that now foreign films are not nearly seen as being art house, but rather really, hopefully, and rather in the case of Kurosawa, really good movies that happen to be in another language outside of the United States, another English-speaking, another country language-speaking, if that makes any sense. If that makes any sense. Let me go ahead and hide. I just realized that I had a comment that was up for a long time. So anyway, hopefully that makes a little bit of sense, though. Because, yeah. Let us see. Let's see what's going on. All right, let's finish up with the D-Live fam. Adam says, yes, I like your idea for all the platforms. Yeah, I think having just that general integration of all the platforms would just be a good idea. Peabody then says, you did say outhouse. Oh, did I say? I meant to say art house. Will Gentry says, no restream, huh? I mean, there shouldn't be a whole lot of difference between this and what we typically have on Restream. It's just a different way of doing it. I'm going to be testing out Restream at some point because Restream has its own studio, just similar to StreamYards and to Melon is what I'm using right now. But the issue is that they don't really offer a whole lot for even their standard plan. And so there's ways around it. I have figured out a way to be able to make that one work. So we'll see how things go tonight. We'll see also how things go tomorrow for the Chosen stream. That's kind of going to be the bigger indicator. And yeah, we'll have that. Peabody says, I think there is a restream, but not for general chat. What do you mean? I guess just to explain, I don't know if there's any confusion, but yeah, so right now, DLive, because with Melon app, which is what I'm using, I'm only allowed to stream to 3 platforms, which includes a custom one. So I have Periscope, which is on Twitter, YouTube, and then Odyssey, because I've not been able to really test out that RTM feature on Odyssey yet. But because DLive, y'all kind of got screwed over last time because of the insane restream chat that I had on. That is not on. So yeah, that restream chat option that was on, that was flooding the chat, that is not on. But y'all are just getting a raw stream instead. Y'all are just getting a raw stream instead, and that's why things are working for you the way that they are. So hopefully that makes a little bit more sense. And let's jump back over into the YouTube chat. Again, please smash that like button. 48 people watching. And hopefully, as I said, the delay is not too bad. And again, let me know if it is. Really would mean a lot. Let's see. Let's see. Megazord Jeremy says, I had seen Black Cauldron recently on Disney Plus. For the first time, it was a good movie, and I hope Disney never make a live-action adaptation of it. Oh, crap, I think I just gave them the idea. Oh, no, they've had that idea. They are going to remake, and they are going to do a live-action remake of every single one. Of every single one they possibly can. Megazord says, what if David Lynch directed a Marvel movie, and it started Tommy Wiseau? Well, I probably still wouldn't see it. Even though I love Tommy Wiseau, I probably still wouldn't see it because that's how much I dislike David Lynch. I'm just not a fan. Just not a fan of his at all. Just not really a thing for me. Not really a thing for me. All right. Heading back over into the YouTube chat. Let me see what I can do because I feel like there's probably more of... I don't know if there's more of a delay or not. I'm honestly not too sure about what the delay would look like because I could change the camera source, but if I change the camera source, then it would not get picked up because it's getting picked up by OBS, which is one of the fatal flaws of using cameras in general. Though theoretically, I could give, and I think that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to give my DLive fam the alternate camera angle. Let's see if I can get that working. Because that would be pretty awesome if I could. Oh, man. Yes, I can. And it looks terrible. So what I'm going to do... Oh, wait a minute. Why does it look the way that it does? That's so weird. Let me see. I want a warmer tone there. Oh, that's a little too much exposure. A little too much. A little too much. Wow, can I split the difference here? Can I split the difference? There, that's a little bit better. I don't know. It looks a little funky today. I don't know what's going on with that. Anyway, let's save that. Press OK. And now I need to... Oh, Lord. Okay. So now I've just messed up the stream for everybody. As far as what y'all are seeing. Oh, let's fit that to screen. That's disgusting. That's disgusting. Let's see if I can fix that. Video. Let's do custom. Let's do that. And it can't because it's only 720p. Of course. So let's do device default. There we go. Oh, the things I do for love. The things I do for love. I need the where is it? Where's the canvas? That's what I need to change. I need to change the canvas. Can I change that in real time though? I wonder. It doesn't look like I can. No, I can't. Well, that's just gonna have to be the way that it is. So now what I should be able to do then is I should now go. That's a terrible video feed. That's terrible. That's awful. All right, this one should now be available. There we go. Okay, so now everyone should be getting over on YouTube, on Odyssey, and over on and over on Periscope. Everything should be looking much better as far as the actual like quality of the stream. The video should be nice and spicy looking. So let me put the little ticker on. That way it has all that same information that y'all had before. And just as a reminder, make sure you smash the like button and share. Okay, that was and now D-Live fam, I apologize, but when you're doing things on the fly, that's pretty much all you can. That's pretty much all you can go off of. So let's get back to the YouTube chat though, and see what's going on with them over there. So Zachariah315 again, hail to you. Glad to see you in the chat. Let's see. Who else is here? 13th Warrior. I'd already gotten to that one. Eric Zat says Fellini would be sweet. I love I love La Dolce Vita or Vita. Peter Parker says, your box office weekend prediction for Fast 9 and Black Widow, which one do you think will be the winner overall? I really couldn't tell you one way or the other. I've not looked at those numbers far in advance. Fast 9 is obviously already available overseas, so there's a good chance that film might get pirated more. I think John Cena's comments are going to have an impact on the American audiences and some other countries' audiences as well. So that could have a major impact. I think that opening... Here's the thing. The other issue is that Fast 9 is open in several other countries right now where Black Widow is not. And also Black Widow, to my knowledge, is still going to be available on Disney Plus for the premium fee as well, which could also impact its box office. So right now it's a toss-up. Right now it's a complete toss-up. I could see a world where both of them do incredibly well, and I could see a world where both of them underperform. Thirsty Warrior says, Bergman is more morose. I do appreciate his more biographical films, though. Autobiographical films. Yeah, I don't even want to try. I really don't. It's that much. My hatred and dislike is just that much. Alrighty, let's see. The Hunker Chunker Funky Monkey. By the way, let me move this back down. No, not that. Oh, man. Okay. There we go. That makes me feel better. All right. Oh, if I thought my brain was broken before, it's even more broken now. Story Poopus Cuber says, I watched a Bergman movie now and again, and he strikes me as a little pretentious. Like, hey, kids, watch me artiste the stuff out of his movies. Yeah, I mean, he reminds me a lot of what I say about Zack Snyder. He's style over substance. Bergman, absolutely style over substance. And obviously not everyone feels that way. Hung and Chunky says, Kurosawa's movies are not obscure, just old. So that makes them unknown to most born in the last 20, 30 years. Exactly. But then that's the reason why I don't, like, I think hopefully I'll realize why when I hear the term art house, I think of people like David Lynch. Like, that to me is art house. It's weird, obscure, independent style of movies. Whereas, yeah, you used to have foreign films included in these art house studios or either these art house theaters because they were also ones that could not get a lot of widespread distribution. And so they were thrown into them, even though the movies themselves were not weird in concept. And the proof is in the pudding, as they say, right? The proof is very clearly in the fact that you can watch any of these Kurosawa films and say, oh, these are really great, solid movies that happen to have subtitles. 70B says, no hate, you just dislike David Lynch. I think his work is lovely. Do you now? You like Eraserhead, Stephanie B? Because I don't. David Fincher, on the other hand, I like David Fincher's work. David Fincher is a very talented filmmaker, not David Lynch. Bruce says, I only notice a fraction of a friction difference if I stare at your lips, which I do not do normally. Okay, so someone said it was not that bad. Gosh. Debbie125 says, I got to check out early, but it has been great to be back again. Glad to see you all here. There's where he says, are you saying death playing a game of chess with a knight on a deserted beach is art house? What do you think? It sounds that way to me, at least. All right, Chad has jumped on me again. Smash that like button, please. It really does mean a lot. It means a lot. Andrew Ho says, a church house, gin house, a schoolhouse, an outhouse, a roadhouse, a steakhouse. What? The Physics Channel with Kenny Lee. What's going on, dude? Hunky Chunky says, don't want a Raw stream. I prefer a SmackDown stream. I get that reference. SmackDown was so much better than Raw for so long, and then they changed the people, and then neither were good. Evan S. says, I find it interesting that Disney made Cruella a hero, given that ABC's Once Upon a Time, she was one of the few villains that didn't get a happy ending. Well, also too, like even with the best backstory you could possibly give her to explain why she's evil, because obviously people being evil for the sake of being evil, that's just not how it works. Everyone has a backstory. Everyone has a story in general. The issue that comes up with it, though, is that she is such a despicable character. She's been known to be a despicable character for so long that it feels almost as if they're overcompensating. It really does. It's just really sad. All right, let's see. Snortpoopa says, nice shot of the beard. Yeah, hope you enjoy that. You get the side view of the beard a little bit if you're watching over on D Live right now. And by the way, with the change, if anyone can say it's significantly better or it's just not much difference as far as sync, please let me know that and be honest, because if I can go back to what it was before, obviously it'll cause me to go through probably another inner crisis, but I want it to be able to look as best as it can for everybody and not just for a few. Rob D says, is that wheel on your top shelf the Fast and Furious 1 through 6 box set? Yes, Rob D. Good eye. It absolutely is. It's a limited edition. It is in a tire, and it has 1 through 6. And it also has a placeholder, because that came out the year that Fast 7 was coming out. So it had a placeholder for when you bought that movie separately to put that into your collection. Now, I did end up getting Fast 7. And I probably shouldn't have. I probably shouldn't have. But with that being said, I still got it anyway. I think I got it because it was like on sale, and I was kind of like a completionist. My mindset was that it was on sale, and at the end of the day, it was the last movie that Paul Walker was in. And even though I did not like Fast 7 at all, really, I wanted to have it for that reason, for that sentimental reason. But I do not own 8, and I have no plan to. I will probably end up seeing 9 for the sake of seeing it, but I don't care as much. But yeah, the Fast and Furious. That is indeed the 6-film collection. Recommended if it's still available. Pre-Hindsight says, dang, I'm late. I do like the name Pre-Hindsight and the fact that they are late. I think that's phenomenal. Griffin Turbo, hail to you, Griffin Turbo. Glad to see you in the chat. Glad to see you here. Let me see if I can find where the chat is. All right, 7:45 there, 7:45 there, so I should be good. Yeah, Griffin Turbo, there you are. Tina says, my hatred and dislike for J.J. Abrams is vast and deep like an ocean. That seemed to come out of nowhere. I'm sorry to hear that, though. 70B, who's one of my mods, says, Cena is a gnat. Annoying and useless. Dang, son. Orange Eye Reviews as a member says, Odin, I had a small curiosity for Fast 9, but then I saw Cardi B is cast in it, and I was like, nope, definitely not supporting it. John Cena turned me off moderately, but she is an instant turnoff. I actually didn't even know that she was in it. And I agree. I think that is a big reason to not want to watch it. Yeah, good call. I had no idea she was in it. I definitely don't want to see it, that's for sure. Hardwick says, Cena, Princess Warrior. Yes, that's great. That's fantastic. Snortopoopas says, by the way, the sync seems so much better now. Well, again, it should be better because this is my raw camera going in with my raw video at the same time into the Melon platform. What I was doing before was my video and all my overlays, right? All the text that you would see was all running through regular OBS, which I was streaming and is still streaming to DLive. And then I was using basically a virtual cam to capture that and put it into to stream, or rather to Melon. And so because I was using the raw audio from the beginning, but this transferred video, the chance of there being a delay was possible. And so since now I've changed it, that is the reason why you're seeing the changes as they currently are. So, yeah. All right. Yeah, they do need to work on this chat because it jumps up a lot. And I definitely prefer the restream chat, which is why I think I might try another live stream in the near future using the Restream Studio, because there are a lot of there's a lot of things I like about it. There's a lot of things I don't like, especially when it comes to their pricing methodology, but I like it anyway. The Physics Channel, what's going on? Good, sir. Glad to see you back in the house. Let's see. TC, what's going on, says, I still love Wild at Heart, but maybe that's the Cage and Defoe effect. I have not seen Wild at Heart. Didn't know that Nicolas Cage and Willem Dafoe did a movie together? Huh. That's fascinating to me. That is fascinating. Not My Star Wars, welcome. Welcome. Glad to see you here in the chat. Let's see. Ghislaine Leduc. Speaking of beards, Kurosawa's red beard is one of my favorites. Nice. Very, very cool. All right. Pat S., who's a member. Jez, it's better. Jez, it's better? What do you mean, Jez, it's better? Like, geez, it's better? If you mean the quality, it should be. Again, there's no reason for it not to be at this point. Factually, it shouldn't be. Bruce says, you do now seems to be in sync 7:50 p.m. Yeah, as I said, once I switched over to this main cam when the green overlays changed, there's no reason. If there was still a audio sync issue at this point, there would be a lot of issues with this platform that I'm using in Melon. Beforehand, it would make sense because I'm using different sources, and that by itself is already welcoming the possibility of there being issues. So, alrighty, let us see. Trying to stay on this one so I can highlight comments. Let's see. No, that's not the one I wanted to highlight. Lawlia River, welcome. Welcome to the chat, good sir. Welcome. Let's see. Pat S. says, you can't see me, John Cena. True when he wrestled, even more true with his movies. Yeah, seriously. He was never a good wrestler. I don't even think he was a good promo. There's a lot of people that defend him for his promo work, especially, when he was in that, the ruthless aggression era. I highly disagree. I don't think it was ever very good at all. I don't. I really don't. Alrighty, let's see. The Physics Channel says, have you seen Nobody? And if so, how did you like it? Yes, dude, I have seen it. I loved it. I have a review that I posted about a month ago. So go check that out if you want to get my full thoughts on it. But quick thoughts, it was very, very good. It was very, very good indeed. Here we go. Tina V, I'm going to highlight it anyway because she says, no, don't highlight me talking about that piece of filth and her cannibalism. Well, I highlighted that one because I noticed that it said don't highlight. Oh, man. Padass just goes, nice. Very nice. Yes, yes, indeed. Looks like I'm caught up, and so therefore I can go right to Hardwick. Perfect. Hardwick says, for Disney to keep turning villainesses who are modeled on a Satan archetype into edgy, rebellious anti-heroes seems vaguely Luciferian to me. Well, I mean, I wouldn't go that far necessarily, but, I mean, we talked about this a lot on Father Christopher Miller's channel, The Nerd Father. Go check that out. It's a great channel. We talked about this. There is definitely a satanic influence going on, and Hollywood seems to be kind of square one for it. Definitely seems to be square one for it. All right. Let's go to the D-Live fam. Let's go to the D-Live fam. So, yeah, the issue with the chat here on Melon is every time there's a new chat, it moves up. And so it won't let me save my place. Most chats, it would just, stay where it is. But I guess that there's only a certain number of chats that it allows. And so at some point, it's got to pick back up again. So that is a bit infuriating. That is a bit upsetting. But we do what we can. We do what we can. Let's say hello to the D-Live fam for a second. Hope you're liking the new view, everybody. With the 720p camera. Oh, man. Let's see. I just know y'all are happy to be able to have your normal conversations again without the restream chat. I think that y'all would trade this video angle for that any day. I think I know my D-Live fam enough to know that they would much prefer this than what the chat was the other day. Peabody says, I like this camera angle, and it is better for all those muffins that had a problem with your cupboard door being half open. Yes. Well, also, yeah, it does give you a view. I would like at some point, because this is the C920, which I've always really liked, really good Logitech 1080p cam. I've always wanted to get either an upgraded one for the main one and use this as a secondary, or get the same one, or get the updated model of this one. Because the one I'm using for y'all over on Odyssey, this is the one that I used for school this year. I bought it for remember, when this school year started, going into last year, webcams were sold out everywhere. That's why if you go on Amazon now, you've got thousands of Chinese knockoffs of all these different types of cameras that probably do the same thing, but I don't trust them because, they're just randomly new brands, because there was a market for it, because teachers were needing to get them, students were needing to get them because everything was online. And so this was the only one that was available when I needed it for online schooling, and it was like $25. And I was like, it served my purpose in doing the online learning in the classroom. And so once the summer hit, I was like, I'm going to take it home with me and, just see what it is. But yeah, it's been nice being able to have it just as a secondary option. And but if I can make it even better, then that could definitely be, at some point, if I can get everything integrated onto one platform so that I'm not having to stream to different places at different times with different software like I'm doing tonight, ooh, boy, I could switch between angles. And that could be a lot of fun. That could be a lot of fun indeed. I think a lot of people do like having the Blu-ray background. I like it too. Peabody says, it's interesting on YouTube your walls are yellow. On D-Live your walls are pink. Yeah, that's all about the that's all about the white balance. And Peabody says, just couldn't make your mind up about the color scheme, eh? And the other thing too is that if I use Restream, all the chat gets integrated. The only chat that would not be integrated would be Odyssey, because it's a newer platform. But I could highlight comments like this because Peabody is always doing great things over here. He then says, what is on your wrist? Is the government monitoring you again? No. So this is a Fitbit that I've had for a while. And then this is an Apple Watch. Peabody says, no Odyssey for me, Kaba, no third monitor, RIP TV. Well, I finally got 2 monitors. So I get to see my alerts over here. I found a way to get my alerts into regular OBS and not have to use Streamlabs OBS, which has been pretty cool, pretty nice to see. And yeah, thank you all so much, very much for just supporting the stream tonight. If any donations have been missed, I don't think they have, but if they have for any reason, please let the Valkyrie know, and we will fix that as soon as we possibly can, because obviously that's not a good thing. All right, heading over now to oh man. All right, heading over to Odyssey. Megazord Jeremy, even though there's 7 people watching, he's the only one leaving comments. And he is tagging correctly, so I'll read some of them. Let us see. I would not go to a movie if he invited me. That's another David Lynch comment. Would you ever get Jedi Bunny on one of your streams to talk about movies? Yeah, Jedi Bunny's awesome. She's great. She's fantastic. Scheduling would be the bigger issue there, because she only ever, based on what I see from notifications, she only gets to go live every so often. So that would be probably a bigger issue. Mr. Roy, what's going on, good sir? Thanks for stopping by over on Odyssey. Let's see. Megazord says, if John Cena is going to say sorry to the country that makes cheap things for Walmart for saying Taiwan is a country, maybe you should apologize to Megatron next. Okay, I'm just going to... Megazord Jeremy, dude, I appreciate the comments and the questions, man. Please calm down on the jokes. Because... just please calm down on them. This is a regular comment. It says, can you highlight Odyssey comments? I cannot. Odyssey is too new of a platform, and so there is no natural integration into any other software program, and so that is not possible. There theoretically would be a way I could show the full chat, but it wouldn't be able to show the entirety of the chat either. So, Superfan Adam Shayan says, John Cena was for kids. You, sir, are not a kid. I don't care. Superfan. How dare you do that? Light up that fire button also if you're watching on Odyssey. Because wrestling's not for kids. Wrestling's for everybody. Anyway, much love to you, good sir. All right, let's head back now over to the YouTube fam. And let's see. Hopefully no comments were skipped. Let's see. Okay, I think I had gotten that one already, unless hopefully it's not a repeat. No, it's not. Yeah, Context, Maleficent, and Cruella. Yeah, I definitely agree. Definitely agree for sure. All right, Tina says, you so bad highlighting me talking about Chrissy Teigen. How about Disney does a movie about her? She's a villainess. Based on what they have been doing recently, I wouldn't put it past them. Would you put it past them to do that? The Wake Down. What's going on with the Wake Down? I think you were the one that helped earlier a couple weeks ago when we were having some sync issues. There shouldn't be sync issues now, but there was a time when I was using OBS as a virtual cam into here, and there was a slight sync, but I couldn't get a definitive answer on anything, and ended up me switching the DLive fam, who has the lower quality but better angle, presumably, 720p camera instead, so that way I can get everything perfectly lined up here. So I think you were the one that did that for us last time. So maybe I'll switch over towards the end, and maybe he can do that again. Not to put you on the spot or anything, man. And yeah, and the other issue that comes with this software, this browser, is that when you highlight a comment, it goes down all the way to the bottom, and then you don't know where you were in the first place. It's kind of infuriating in a lot of ways. And this is, again, one of the reasons why I like a lot of the things they're doing here, but there's some things I do like that Restream does more. The only thing that's holding me back from going full-fledged Restream Studio is that you have to pay like $50 a month just to get the Restream branding taken away. And that, to me, I think that's ridiculous. They offer so much. Don't get me wrong. They already offer so much for free. They offer so much stuff for free. Let alone, in the standard plan, they offer a decent amount too. But I mean, come on, man, to keep the branding in there, unless you pay that, I can't justify it. Especially since I don't know exactly fully what I want to do, for sure. There's a lot of ideas, but nothing definitive yet. All right, Lawlet River says, does your awesome beard automatically tangle when there is lightning and thunder outside, much like Thor in Endgame? Not to my knowledge. not to my knowledge. It's cleaned up a bit. It was much longer, and I got it cut off because Freya appreciates a much better upkept beard. TC says, Odin, please watch Wild at Heart when you get a chance. It's insane. Nick Cage is off the chart, but it's a real fun one, unlike many Lynch flicks. So what you're saying? So is it a Lynch film? Because that's already an instant nay for me. I don't know if I've already made it clear about my thoughts on Lynch. So, yeah, Tina B. 8 Verse Monster. What a movie! It's still in my queue. I still haven't had a chance to watch it. I've been watching too much Kurosawa, and I'll have like a last few minutes towards the end of the stream, a conversation about my love of Kurosawa, unless of course someone else brings him up in another comment. Let's see. Mudia, I never can pronounce this one correctly, I think. Muriam Takumbo, what's going on? Welcome back. It's been a minute indeed. Glad to see you here. Glad to have you back. Welcome back. Welcome back again. Takumbo's back. Tell a friend. Wrestling. I'm going to show you wrestling. This is not real wrestling. Oh, man. Snortopoops Cuber. Man, again, the only issue, too, is that it doesn't, again, highlight who's members and who's not. So I have to sometimes remember. So as I said, if at any point I make a mistake in missing a donation, super chat, or a member comment, please feel free to let me know, and I will justify it accordingly. And if I don't see it, my Valks will, and my Valks will. They will help. Because they're amazing. They're fantastic. But anyway, Snortocubus Cuber says, listening to all this techie talk confirms why I have no desire to have a channel and make streams. I'd be so lost that Gary would look smooth by comparison. Plus, unlike Gary, I really am a boober. Snortocubus Cuber, here's the thing, though. I make things more complicated for myself than I need to be. I could make this much easier for myself. I could have been, hey, I'm just going to stream to 3 platforms tonight. I'm just going to use my mic and my webcam. Boom, we're done. We're good to go. I make things more complicated, though, right? I add in things like chatbots. I add in a secondary stream with OBS. I try to integrate all of these different things together. I'm trying to mix so many different things. I make it more complicated. But Snortopoopus, man, if based on what you just said, if you have honestly ever thought about making a channel, dude, make one, man. If there's something that you're passionate about, that you want to talk about, please go ahead and start one. I would say if you wanted to have an easy early experience before getting too complicated, as much as I personally have issues with StreamYard, go to StreamYard.com. You get a free account. You can have like 6 guests on in the free account. You can do a lot of stuff in the free account, actually, more than anything else. And you get pretty much everything you need to do a very basic, bare-bones stream. And then after that, once you've been able to pick things up, and remember the most important thing of all, of any YouTube or any content creation at all, is the content. Once you get that stuff down, then you'll be able to start to play around with other things, like Restream, sending it out to multiple platforms, which you can also do with places like StreamYard. So yeah, don't let my overcomplicated setup, because it really is overcomplicated, change anything. In fact, what I'll do is I'm going to show you what I have set up. Let me just make sure that I have nothing showing that could potentially dox myself. Because if all the nights, this would be the night. So I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to share my whole screen. So here is what I'm doing. So yeah, Odin's screen. So okay, so this is Melon. Obviously, you're seeing a million different things right now, but look at us. I also got this going right here. So this is OBS. So this is what's streaming directly to DLive. I've got the DLive chat up here so that I can focus on them. I also have the YouTube chat here, just in case the Melon version of the chat doesn't work for any reason. And then I've got the Odyssey chat over here. So again, this is not a typical setup. All right. So do not worry. This is not a typical setup. This is me making things way more complicated than they need to be. So do not let my overcomplicated setup be a reason not to start a channel if it's something you honestly want to do. So, and by the way, you're welcome for the infinity look into the edge of the universe. So, yes, $50, and I've been able to figure out I could probably get it because there's a promo code out there for like I could get it for like $34 a month. And I'm very tempted. I'm very tempted. Depending on how I'm going to look back at the stream tonight. Obviously, the Chosen stream tomorrow is going to be a big indicator of that as well. That might make the decision for me as far as where I go with that. But also, too, there's so many things you can do for free. Like, you don't have to go through any of these. You can do everything that I'm doing for free. There are ways of doing it. Some of them are a little bit more complicated tech-wise, but other than streaming to certain platforms simultaneously, even then, though, I mean, it's pretty much possible to do these things for free. There's always a free way of doing it. It just obviously it will be basically it's that mindset of you can have someone do something for you, which is easy. You pay them the money to do it, etc. Or you can do it yourself, and that means you might have to learn a skill. It'll be more complicated, etc. So I think that's the best example, the best way of that I can explain. Yeah, and again, keep things simple for yourselves, for sure. Keep things simple for yourselves. Do whatever it is that you need to do. All right. Let's see. All right. Hardwick says, be warned, Wild at Heart has a brief flashback scene of Laura Dorn's character having a suction. Oh, no, yeah. Nope. Nah. Yeah, I'm not going to watch that movie. That's a big no-no for me. That's a big no-no for me. Because I highly doubt it's being done in a way that I could ever possibly find. Yeah, anyway. Mudiam says, have you started going to the movie theaters again? I have not been to a movie theater in 7 to 8 months. And it's not because of restrictions. It's not because of fear. It's because of Baby Thor. Baby Thor was born almost 8 months ago. And so I just have not had the ability to leave the house, really. And the theaters around me have more limited time, so that doesn't help either. But they have been open. Like, it has been possible for me to be able to do these things. It's just, I don't want to leave Freya at any point. And obviously I want to be able to enjoy these very amazing, precious moments that are going to be fleeting when the years, as the years go by, and I don't want to miss those. So I definitely plan, though, on going to them very soon. TC says, sorry, I was late and missed the part of why you hate Lynch. So David Lynch, I think he's pretentious. I think all of his films, and I've only seen a couple, but I just based on the films that I've seen, he's just style over substance. Just not my thing. Rob D says, Odin, if you hit 30K subs, will you watch a movie on VHS for us? I mean, I would try that anyway. I just don't know how I would do it. By the way, Tina says, I hope nothing else comes up between tonight and The Chosen tomorrow. I can't take on much more. And that's why, as I said, if y'all have the time after, I'd like to try out Restream for y'all, just in case, like as a backup. But do not worry. Tomorrow's Chosen stream, the Chosen streams are never put out to all platforms. So DLive fam, y'all will not get the Chosen stream tomorrow. Again, that's just the Chosen stream's always been that way. One platform has always had to not be able to have access. So y'all won't have to do anything. Everyone on the Chosen stream will not have to do anything extra except just to click on the link that I send y'all and join the chat and do y'all's thing. Y'all should not have to change at all. But if we try the Restream one and that works, the only change that I can think of would be we would change to Restream instead. But again, don't bank on that. Moody M says, you can just say Toby if you want rolls off the tongue nicer. Toby? Do you just go by Toby? Oh, I see. This is why I don't like this, because it gets rid of the comments that I was highlighting, and it fell behind. All right. So let me make sure I can get to that comment, because I guarantee it won't be skipped in this chat, but I want to make sure that I am able to get to it. And also make sure I didn't miss any other comments either. Let us see. Where is it? I can't find. There it is. Wake down. It says, I'm a weird guy. I help a lot of channels for no clear reasons. Anytime, my friend, I can always clip you and resync the audio to measure the difference. Okay, cool. Yeah, so Wake Down. If you go to the earlier part of the stream, you'll notice that it's when there were like green graphics on the screen and everything. That is when I was doing the virtual cam. So yeah, if you happen to have the time, if you could check that out, let me know. I'd appreciate it. I would appreciate it very much. Snorpoopus Cuber says, besides, I'm a shy bear, and I'd have to pull a doomcock and wear a bucket on my head. You don't even have to do that, though. As long as you can get yourself a good avatar, like just a good, like a picture or a promo image or something like that, you wouldn't even have to do that. There are a lot of successful channels. Look to EFAP. I don't think any of them have ever shown their faces, to my knowledge. So, Snortopoopus, you can do it, man. Let's see. Hardwick says the two David Lynch movies that I think you would maybe like are The Straight Story and The Elephant Man. They're different from the other movies. Yeah, I know that it's been brought up before. I don't have the desire to give it a shot, to be honest. Keely Chow, what's going on? Keely Chow. Let's see. Lolly at River says, how do you get these mods? They're so interactive and great. I'm loving this almost as much as I love Gandalf. Dude, well, it's really Tina and Steph, as I've said constantly before, they are the lifeblood of the channel. They are what keep the channel going. And I honestly think they're the reason why people stick around more so than me. And I'm going to be honest about that. Because there are days where I am incredibly moody. There are days when I say things that I probably shouldn't, in a way I probably shouldn't. And it's Tina and Steph who are the ones who reach out, help people, have conversations with people. And that's why they are the best mods in the business. And basically, it came down to, first was Stephanie B. first. She saw my third stream. I think it ended up being my third stream. She joined it. She started joining it every week. And she was always there and active in the chat, talking with people. And I was like, hey, I'll make you a mod. Let me give you the wrench powers because you're always here. And I feel like you are a good person who would be able to take this responsibility of kind of ownership of the channel in a lot of ways, at least as far as the chat is concerned. And so that's how I found Stephanie B. And then Tina B, not long after that, same thing. Started coming to the chat, consistent in the chat, active in the chat. And then it was the same thing. And then Tina and Steph have since, we did a group chat on Twitter where we could just, keep in contact. They then went off and made the girls chat. They have grown to be very, very good, very, very good friends. And I've also, again, I appreciate them so very much. And we have a lot of great conversations behind the scenes. And it's been really awesome to be able to get to know each other. And become friends ourselves. And so it really is great. And I was lucky. I was very, very lucky in my situation to get them. So yeah, shout out to the mods, to the Valks, Tina and Steph, because they're great. No doubt about it. All right. Let's see. Elizabeth Lyon says, Mahler shows his face in an early stream when playing a game. Very surprising. Really interesting. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know that. As Tina B. let me see if I can highlight that comment. Because there is this is all you need to know about me and my Valks. There we go. Tina, Odin, Moody. Yes. Yes. Yes, Tina and Steph. After all the nice things I said. How dare you? How dare you do this? All right, let us see what's going on. What's going on? No problem at all, Stephanie B. Seriously, y'all are absolutely fantastic. Let's see. Mr. Peabody says we love Tina and Steph. Absolutely, no doubt about it. It's been a nutty weekend. It has been. It's been crazy. Excuse me. It's been very crazy. Very, very, very crazy. But it's been a lot of fun. It's also been a lot of fun. Father says, literally making it back for the end of the stream. Long readings tonight and a longer homily because of the Great Feast. The Great Feast that was actually on Thursday. Much love, Father. Much love, Father. They transferred it over at my parish, too. So we'll be celebrating Corpus Christi tomorrow, and a lot of people getting their first communion as well. So thank God for that. Kid Cassidy, what's going on? Good sir. TC, thank you very much for the $5 donation via Streamlabs. Thank you. I very much appreciate that, good sir. I don't see a message attached to it, but thank you. Oop, what did I just do? What did I just move? What am I? Oh, gosh, what is going on? What have I done? What have I done? Okay. D-Live fam is saying just what is going on here? We have no idea. Yeah, there was no message. So TC, thank you very much for that $5 donation by Streamlabs donation. I very much appreciate that. Let us see. Moody says, just watch The Adventures of Tintin. Recently a great film. I wasn't as big of a fan of it, to be honest. Wasn't really my cup of tea. I didn't like the animation style. The animation style actually bothered me. It did. It's a good group. It is a good group. The Asgardian community here is absolutely fantastic. It really honestly is. I love this community so much. It really is honestly fantastic. All right. We are getting close to the end of time. The end of time itself, one might say. Yes, indeed. I remember when I was a boy. Now I'm going into my old man Gary. All right, so let me go back to the actual YouTube chat so that way I don't miss any of these last second, last minute comments. But I will also, Elizabeth Lyons just says cashew. Ooh, well, I do know Baby Thor loves cashew butter, and it smells delightful. It just smells delightful. It really does. All right, let me head over to... All right, let's see what's going on over on the Odyssey chat. Let us see. Yep, not doxing myself, that's for sure. Tim Krigler says, you should get mods for your Odyssey live stream. There's no mod abilities yet. Unfortunately, Odyssey is still very much behind. And so Odyssey does not have a mod section. Once they do, trust me, there will be mods. Just like I have mods over on DLive as well. With people over there who similar stories, were very consistent, always showing up, things like that. I would love to have mods over here on Odyssey, but Odyssey needs to grow. That's why I've been streaming to Odyssey. That's why I've been trying to, in my morning streams that I'm having this summer, they're Odyssey exclusive streams. And one of the reasons why I'm doing it that way is because of trying to grow the platform. Yeah, very much one of the first people to consistently live stream from the Odyssey platform, that's for sure. Superfan says, let's see Odin having a bad day. Oh, never. Just like I never got bit by the dogs when you were having a bad day. Yeah, just go back to the computer building stream that I did. If you want to see a bad day, see me. I had my wireless headphones on. I had Mr. Peabody in my ear. I think Adam was in there. I think, was it Dion was in there as well? and they were all trying to walk me through how to get my motherboard into my case. Oh man, it was me talking, and at that time I was not able to have the sound coming through so that way people could also hear what they were saying. So I probably looked like an insane person. I probably looked like an insane person. So yeah. Thank y'all very much, Aussie fam. I think that's going to be probably it for the Aussie fam for tonight. Let's see what's going on over on the D Live fam. YouTube sucks indeed. Daniel Thorne says, how many of Kurosawa's top 100 films have you watched? I had no idea he had that many. The ones I mentioned earlier plus Seven Samurai. So really quick, that would be Seven Samurai, Rashomon, Hidden Fortress, Sanjuro, Yonjimbo, Akiru, Throne of Blood, and I don't know if I mentioned Seven Samurai, so about 7 or 8. About 7 or 8. Peabody says, yes, they should make a channel. I have a $15 mic, $20 camera. The only thing I don't have is decent internet, so live stream is not really, live streams are a stretch for Peabody. Yeah, absolutely. But Peabody, even with the $15 mic, sounds great. He does a lot of songs over in his channel, and sounds great. $20 microphone, again. You can do a lot for very little. You do not have to spend a lot of money to get started. Definitely not. Peabody says, there's a problem with your computer screen. You don't have Mandy Moore as your background. Of course that's what you notice. Peabody, baby Thor at 8 months. Isn't he Asgardian? He should be borrowing the car by now. No. Daniel Thorne, would you rather watch VHS or Betamax? Probably Betamax because it just has a much more fun name to say. Adam says, I stream with issues, so it is an old school stream. Yeah, basically. Yeah. Back in the old days when it happened all the time. Daniel Thorne says, no, I mean, he has a top 100 fave film. Oh, he has 100 favorite films. Oh, I didn't know that. And then Adam says, well, I didn't need a camera or mic, but I do have a Mac. Oh, there it is. There's the Mac comment, as it always is. Let's see. Superfan. Adam Shahan over on Odyssey. Yeah, Adam probably would be one of the first mods over there on the platform. Yeah, for sure. Full show. Megazord Jeremy still needs to prove himself a little bit more before I can trust him with the mod powers. But all right, Odyssey fam, y'all are awesome. I'm gonna finish up now on YouTube, and I'm gonna try and go through, since we are very close at time, with as many comments as I can. Members only comments from this point forward for the sake of time. Let us see here. Let's see. Father says, I made the mistake of watching Geostorm last week, yet another movie where Gerard Butler saves the President, Day, and Earth. I haven't seen Geostorm. I did watch Greenland, and I didn't hate it. It's not a good movie, but I was entertained. I was definitely entertained by it. Soul Extraction. Oh, I see what you did there, Soul Extraction. This is not D-Live, but for the sake of it, thank you for the ice cream sticker. You get a shorter one there. Elizabeth Lyon says, Baby Thor. Hardwick says, did you know that cashews are derived from poisonous fruit? I did not, but that kind of sounds awesome. Living on the edge. Living on the edge of glory, some might even say. Dial-up streams. Yeah, seriously. All right, and that is all of those comments on YouTube. So thank you very much. 41 people still watching on YouTube. Thank you all very much for all y'all for being here. Shout out to the D-Live fam. Shout out to everyone. There it is. Adam sending the real stuff there. Thank you for the ice cream donations. I appreciate it very much. So, D-Live fam, y'all have been absolutely great. And Rob D, yeah, at least it was not as bad as the Verge stream build. That was definitely an awful stream. All right, before y'all head out, please be sure to smash that like button. It really does mean a lot. This has been a lot of fun. I've learned a lot of things. Thank you, Wake Down, for messaging me about the audio on Twitter. I appreciate that, man. But I do have to bid adieu to everybody. But before I do, since this is a stream, I'm going to shout out my members on YouTube who are at the Army of Asgard level and above. And means I got to shout out Riff Magos, Wicked Plumber. Oh gosh, he changes his name every time. Newfie Buttcrack. Interesting. Sean McD, Mondo Spieler, Gomer Kyle79, Your Muslim Uncle, Kara Tharp, Eric Jewett, Rich the Savior, Dadman Walker 55, M Tax Shark, Forever Sci-Fi, Rosie G12, Andrew Hoyle, Eric K, Orange Hat Reviews, Adam Avery, Jay Stowe, and Aiden Vickery. Guys, y'all are all amazing, beautiful people. Adam sent also a lemon donation. Thank you for the lemon donation over there. Let's see. No chest opening tonight on D Live. We'll save that chest up a little bit and take care of that another time. Seriously, everyone, thank you all so very much for being here tonight, bearing with some of the changes. Hopefully everything gets smoothed out by the next mainstream show, which would be on Tuesday evening. But just remember, we got tomorrow, the Chosen of Valhalla stream is happening. And it'll look similar to what this right now is looking like, where it is going to be less chaotic. It'll be a little less chaotic, I hope, at the very least. We'll see how things go. And we'll see also how Restream works in the future and all that stuff. Again, tons of things going on in this brain. We just got to try and get them all together and collected and for it to all make just a little bit of sense. We got the Chosen of Valhalla stream tomorrow. Monday, we got our Good Morning Asgard podcast. On Wednesday, we have our Good Morning Asgard podcast. On, of course, Tuesday is the One Man Low Council. On Thursday, I'm adding a new stream because I did an impromptu one last week, but on Thursdays, we will be doing the OMB Report live. So I do have a second YouTube channel called the OMB Report where that focuses on news and politics and cultural issues from an independent Catholic perspective. And so if that's something that you're interested in, it'll be the same time as the other shows. All that information can be found on my website, ombReviews.com. For more information about any of that stuff, you can find anything you need there on the opening page where my schedule is posted. So there, seriously, thank y'all very much from the bottom of my heart for being amazing and beautiful people. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your evening. And if this works, you should now be able to see the June Patreon Subscribe Star shoutouts. Have a wonderful night, everybody. And as always, God bless. And now for a huge shout out to all of my June Patreon and Subscribe Star members: Andrew Hoyle, Biffer the Hobbit, Brian P., Dion, Don Bruno de la Mancha, Enrique Evangelista, Father Christopher Miller, hail to you, Father, Father Damian Cook, Garrett Searles, Inflamed Wood, It's a Trap Productions, Jason Clark, Jacob Juice, Jeffrey Toone, Jonathan Carney, Laura the Modern Major General's Story, Mike Jackson, Mad Mitch Dunaway, Mr. Peabody and his evil twin with the beautiful hair, On to June, Orange Hat Reviews, Out of Step with Reality, Priscilla Hall, Riff Magos, Rosetta Allen, Teresa Martin, Theodore Bendon, and rather Teresa Martin is Miss Martin Muses now, Tina Bojan, Tina B., and Washington Madranda. Thank y'all very much for being my supporters on Patreon. And to my Subscribe Star peeps, Fast Reaction, Nosferatu Gatsu, Stand For, John B., Perpetual Punster, Mr. Roy, Glinzer, J. Alex McCarthy Jr., Dean Heiss Slash, the new number 2, J. Rod, the Beer Guru, Nevanon G. Adams, and ZK Man. Thank you all very much for being my Subscribe Star members. And if you want your name shouted out at the end of every video and live stream, please consider joining on Patreon or Subscribe Star. You also get access at other tiers to things like a bi-monthly podcast, bi-weekly, twice a month podcast that I do with John the Flick Pick Flickinger, which is a lot of fun. There's also a tier in which you can join me once a month for the Chosen of Valhalla live stream, where you all get to, at that level, join me for discussions, talk about any projects that you might be working on, or just hang out and have a good time. It's a lot of fun. And also, too, for many of those levels, you also get access to a giveaway section on the Discord server, where you get access to giveaways of things like 4K movies, digital codes, and tons of other stuff like that. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, check out the links in the description and sign up over on Patreon and Subscribe Star. You guys are all amazing and beautiful people. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and as always, God bless.